Alright, so as the video is titled, how to install a sub and amp into your Chevy Cruze. This model happens to be a 2017 Chevy Cruze, and we're going to do the JL RD500 along with a RBC1 bass control knob, an amplifier installation kit, and a sub and amp which is inside the showroom here. I'll show you that really quickly. Here we are, it's just this bad boy right here, single 12 in a ported slot box. So I'm going to take you through the process of doing this. Basically, we're going to run the cable from the under the hood to the back of the vehicle as normal. You would do that, and we're going to grab signal from the rear speakers. This vehicle happens to have the Bose audio system, so there's a couple of 6x9 woofers back here that we will grab our signal from, and should be real nice and spicy, boys. So stay tuned, and we'll get back at you. So as you can tell, I have actually never installed a sub and amp into a 2017 Chevy Cruze, and after some inspecting, the battery is back here. There's a fuse panel back here as well. I believe the amplifier is also back here somewhere for the two woofers and the Bose audio system in here. I'm sure we're going to be able to find some kind of switch power on this fuse panel that's here. It's going to be a little bit interesting because this car was undercoated, and they also sprayed the undercoating inside of the car, which is a little strange to me, but also slightly understandable. So anyhow, I guess we're going to go ahead and start wiring this bad boy up. Ground is right here as well. I don't know how much more convenient this could get, guys. Just got Gavin prepping this amplifier, basically just taking it out of the box, taking the cover off of it, putting the symbol on there, taking all the set screws and releasing them all so I can set all the wires inside. I've also got a line output converter here. This is an access piece. It's a 2-channel line output converter, and we're going to go ahead and wire this up as well. So I may do some investigating and see whether the amplifier is in the trunk of this car, or if it's back there, I might as well go right at the amplifier as opposed to going to the speakers, make it a little bit of a cleaner job. The amp kit comes with a 17-foot of RCAs. I'm probably going to talk to the customer and convince him to do a shorter set of RCAs, just because the line output converter is going to be in the trunk, and no one needs to have 17 feet of cable wrapped up in the trunk. You know, that kind of thing. Nice little fuse holder here. Nice 4-gauge copper cabling as well. So we're going to go ahead and run everything here along with the bass control knob up to the front. This is the only thing we're going to have to run up to the front of the vehicle is this bass control knob here, which is totally fine, as everything else is being done in the trunk of this vehicle, not up front here as I had originally suspected. So that's handy as all F. I don't believe there's any ANC in this car, but I'm sure as we progress through our day here, we'll be able to see it. Look at this little turbo. Look at the little turbo, boys. Little snail. I mean, give you a size perspective here. My hand is gigantic in comparison to that turbo. So there's that. Anyhow, let's just carry on with our day here. So got the bass control knob here out of the packaging. Comes with about, I'd say 18 feet of cabling. Really just looks like a telephone cable, if you guys are familiar with that. Honestly, some of you guys very well might not be familiar with what a telephone cable looks like. Cell phone technology these days has really taken over. Hey Gav, yeah. Do you remember what a telephone cable looks like from back in the day?
A white wire.
Oh my God. That's it, boys. Our generation, it's over. It's over. Anyways, cell phone technology is taking over, so, you know, phones aren't plugged into the walls anymore, so can't blame the kid for not knowing, but now he knows. So subwoofer bass control knob placement is really up to the customer entirely. This customer has left it up to me to install this bass control knob for him in his car. I generally like to have things nice and clean. You know, someplace accessible, not in the way. It's black, it'll match the rest of the interior of this vehicle. So I'm gonna find a nice clean little spot to mount this somewhere. It is a 5-speed car, so his right hand is gonna be in this location on a frequent basis. There is a couple of little blank spots there. Maybe we can get it to go in there. We'll have a look. All right, guys, so we're gonna actually put the bass control knob here, right beside this front cup holder. I had to look at this little panel switch right here, and we removed it, and unfortunately, it's just not gonna be able to go there, and I felt like this would probably be the cleanest, most reasonable location to put that, just because it'll be really nice here. I got the bass control knob right there. I think that'd be a really nice place for it. So you can adjust the base on the fly. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill the hole here and show you what that looks like. Fairly straightforward. Grab yourself a 5/8 drill bit and drill her out. I'm actually gonna put it right there. Like so. And then we can grab the actual base control knob itself, slide it from underneath, and bolt it on. So you guys get the idea there, okay? Alright, so JL has gracefully included both black and chrome hardware depending on where you're going to be placing the base control knob, and in our case we're going to be using the black hardware. Stick the rest of that in my pocket for now. Base control knob is usually positioned like this, so that's all the way down, that's all the way up. So we'll go ahead and turn it all the way down, put it inside the hole here, like so. Put our black washer on it, and then put the black nut on it as well. So we'll go ahead and just thread that on there. It's a little bit finicky. There we are. Just get the thread on there. Usually finger tight on these things is good. I can really wrench down on it with my fingers. Some of you guys may want to use a 13 mil socket to get it on there. Turn that sucker all the way down. The base control knob itself here also has like a little notch on it to indicate the level. You go ahead and just stick that on there. So all the way down is right there. And now our base control knob is installed, boys. What do you guys think? Alright, so we got the base control knob ran. We've also got the wire ran along the passenger side door sill up into the amplifier, which has now been mounted on the back of the seat there with some screws. Just, you know, I like to mount them on the back of the seat if I can, just so that way, you know, if someone in the event wants to steal the system, they're really only going to get away with just the woofer itself, because the amplifier is bolted to the car. Alright, so we've got the base control knob ran along with our remote wire. I ended up having to take off this panel right here in order to get our remote wire ran. So in behind here is a fuse panel, and I use that fuse right there in order to tap in for our remote wire to turn our amplifier on and off. I'll just quickly slap this panel back on there as to, you know, make it real nicey nice. Oh goodness, one-handed. Here we are. There we go. Alright, so that panel's back on there now. And we've got our power and ground ran along with our base control knob on the amplifier here. Ran nicely. Our fuse holder is right there. Everything's nicely wrapped in tested tape. There's our base control knob and a remote wire coming out from the door sills. Next we're going to work on getting the signal, which we're going to end up using a line output converter from the rear speakers here. So I have left and right channels here, which is good. And then we'll run a set of RCAs through this, down to here, and then along with our remote and base control knob wiring, and then into the amplifier. Alright, so what I've figured out here is I have our left and right channels. I'll go ahead and look on DirectX and find out what our speaker wiring colors are, and we'll start wiring that up. Alright, so after looking at my wiring technical information, the factory Bose amplifier is in the back right hand corner here, so we're going to go ahead and unbolt this and grab our signal directly from the amplifier off the subwoofer channels, and I'll show you what that looks like here. Alright, so we got our amplifier here, and we got our two plugs out, and as per DirectX, we've got our right channel, which is a gray, black, green, violet, and then we have our left channel here, which is a blue, gray, green, black. So we're going to go ahead and wire up our line output converter, which is right here. I got our wiring harness prepped with tested tape. We'll do our left and right channels, mount our line output converter in behind this panel here, probably along this wiring loom, and I'll show you what that looks like after. Alrighty, so we got our wiring connections all made up here for our woofer and our line output converter. So I'm going to go ahead and reassemble this amplifier and show you what the finished product is on that side of things. All right, so we got our line output converter ran here, nicely mounted, and we're just gonna go ahead and zip tie our RCAs along that factory cable loom there, and have them coming out right there, and I'm gonna put the trunk back together. All right, so the RCAs have been ran, and we're just working on putting the trunk back together here. Give this a little bit of a, how you doing? And stick this baby back in the trunk. You can have a look at how she's gonna look here. Alrighty, so there's the amplifier. Just gonna hook up our speaker wire and get our woofer, give her a tune. Okay, so we got our speaker wire ran here to our woofer, which is right there. I'll just show you guys that slot port box here. There we go. Alright guys, so I'm gonna give this thing a little tune, and hopefully you guys learned something, about a thing or two about how to install a sub and amplifier into your 2017 Chevrolet Cruze. I would give you a demo, however, YouTube. Anyhow guys, appreciate you guys watching, liking, subscribing. Please be sure to subscribe to the videos, because that helps me out. It helps you guys get more videos, and we'll make sure to catch you on the next one, alright? CarPhonix, signing out.